After holding on to the coveted trophy for 19 consecutive years, St. George's reign as champions came to a grinding halt in 1979 when Randy Horton's formidable Somerset team pulled off a thrilling victory at Somerset Cricket Club.
We certainly had the best team, but we had to do the right things, on the field, no matter whether you have the best team or not. When you're playing it, you have to do the things that are right. And I think the important thing is that we went into the match. We had a plan. We were very confident, obviously. With almost the whole Bermuda team, we had to be confident. So we were very confident going in. We had a game plan, and it all went just as we would like it to go. When I won the toss, and we went in to bat. And we declared at 272, I think it was 272 for 4. And that created a bit of disturbance amongst not the team, but some spectators, and some people thought, because at the time that I declared, John Tucker was on 84. So, that's not that far from a century. But, we had made our plan in terms of the time that we were going. We had to make certain runs, and we had set a time. Who knows what the extra 16 runs that could have come. They could have taken a long time. It could have been time that we lost. But we went by the plan. And certainly I was not happy to declare with John on 84. Because John was playing a beautiful innings. We, for the team, if we were going to win, that was what we decided was going to be necessary to do.
That second innings, that made me better. We wanted to make a declaration. And I often talk to John Tucker and say, John, I'm sorry, but because John was on 82, and he wanted his first cup match century. So I went out there and I said, John, I've been sent out to let you know. We want to make a quick declaration, so if you're going to go to a century, get there quickly. So I got the strike, and I gave him a single, and he got down that end, and he took a single, put me back down there. So I went down the street, crease, and I told him again, John, if you're going to get a century, get it quickly. So anyway, he gave another single. So at that point, I said, well, I'm going to let loose. And that's when Alvin was on the ball, and I got 30-something in the next 6-7 balls, and that was a declaration. So John was left on 82. And I often, when we talk about cricket, I often apologize that I probably stopped you from getting your century, but hey, I gave you the opportunity, man.
The captain had a goal. The goal was get runs and declare the innings. And when I was out there batting, I think Colin just got out and Al James came in. And if I made about 1 or 2 singles, and that's about it. I didn't get much strike off the bowling, and so Al took advantage and he hit the ball all over the club, all outside the boundary. So I was just down there like a third umpire looking. I probably could have felt that I could have got a little more strike, because at that time I was hitting the ball extremely well.
After declaring their innings, Somerset snatched 3 wickets before close of play to put St. George's on the back foot. Somerset eventually dismissed St. George's for 200 runs the next day, which gave them a 72-run first innings lead that was extended to 214 runs after they declared their second innings at 142 for 8.
When we went back in, again, we're pushing, we're looking at time, so we went in pushing for runs. And we declared at 142 for 8. We had lost 8 wickets and declared at 142 for 8. Al James and Joe Bailey, I think, scored 31 each. They were the highest scorers. And so now we're set. We've given ourselves it was sufficient time we gave us to bowl St. George's out. As it was, we bowled them out for 73, and that was pretty exciting. Now to tell you the best bowling came from Coach Rudd. Coach Rudd claimed 5 for 25, and the wicket that stands out in my mind, and I think the thing that really turned the match and put it in our favor, because Noel and Clevie Wade were batting, and they were batting fairly steadily, I was thinking about making a change, and I remember the players suggested that, hey, Coach Hardesty, we talked to each other, and we felt that Co was the man, and Co came on, and Co had Noel Gibbons caught that slip. He was caught that first slip by Winston Reed, and absolutely magnificent. I've never seen a catch like it. Reed caught the ball had already gone past him, when he, his hand was able to reach that ball, and once Noel was gone, then we really put the pressure on St. George's, and they couldn't succumb to it. We had them out for 73. We won by 141 runs.
We had been together for some time because 8 of the guys that played in the team came out of the ICC 11. So the unity and the camaraderie and the understanding was right there. So we just had to go on the field and put that plan together. And we batted well, we fielded well, they bowled well. Catches win matches, and I don't think any catch went down. And the pressure was enormous. Coach Trott was bowling well, Robin Hines bowling well, Al James. It was an unbelievable experience. Colin Blaze came and took some wickets in between. The board Coach Trott back on, and Vincent Reed took an amazing catch, and we were doing all sorts of things on the field, and just kept pressurizing, pressure on the batsmen. You know what I mean? And eventually, they had to succumb, and it was just an unbelievable experience. At the end of the game, it was like excitement you never see. Children in Somerset, born after 1959, had never seen a victory. So for 20 years, they lived in defeat. And now this grand day has arrived. It was like, oh my God, this is unbelievable. Somerset have taken the cup from St. George's in such a fashion. It was like an unbelievable experience. The excitement is took me about a half hour to get off the field. The crowd rushed onto the field. People were so excited with the Somerset winning, and marching the team down to the pier and back. It was a scene of activities and excitement, and something that you'll never forget the rest of your life, to have an experience like that, because that game in as far as Bermuda standard of cricket, that is the ultimate game in our local domestic scene. So it was excitement to the highest, man.
Even though it was a historic win, a really great win, many did not expect for a victory that day, because when we declared our innings, I think it was 3:30 in the afternoon on the second day. And of course, that's not a lot of time to dismiss another team, but we went through them pretty quickly. I think they got 60-something runs, and it was great. It was a great victory. I lost my shirt, my hat, all type of things trying to get off the field that day. Somerset fans were very, very happy.
Obviously, Somerset hadn't won for 20 years. There were a lot of people in the island, a lot of young people especially, who had never ever seen Somerset win a game. And so when we were looking like we were going to win that match, it was absolutely amazing what happened around that field, and the number of people that came. And as I looked out, I can remember vividly looking up and looking around the ground and could see no concrete. All you could see was people. That's how many people had really been drawn into the game, because Somerset hadn't won since 1950, in the 50s, 59 I think it was, something like that. Anyway, it had been about 20 years since we had won the match. So it was very exciting, and to be the captain, of course, made it extra special.
It was a successful cup match. After 20 years, we guys never even won the trophy. So, it was an honor and a privilege to be part of that team to win back the trophy in Somerset after 20 years.
I remember it well. It was an empty feeling. You were getting jeered by the spectators, the Somerset spectators, stuff like that. But that's all a part of making you a man, per se. You learn how to absorb things like that. You try not to let it bother you, but if I say don't, I'll be lying. But you soon realize that that's a part of the game. You can't win everything, and someone is going to win at some point in time. Sometimes it goes against the grain, sometimes it don't. So you've just got to take the thick with the thin, as the saying goes.
After the match, they had that huge tree up on the southern boundary of Somerset, and I just sat there and just watched for about a half an hour the crowd, and just the euphoria and elation and the joy that came over the Somerset supporters. And it made me realize on that day what cup match meant, because I grew up for 18 years seeing St. George's win or draw, but it was a special occasion. Somerset deserved to win. Randy Horton skipped his team well. He had Colin Blades, Robert Hines, Coach Rutt, Al James, a fantastic team. They deserved to win. They did so, and I think, in honesty, it was probably for the betterment of cricket, because just like in the Eastern County, if you got the same team that's winning over and over, it doesn't give the other teams much to look forward to. But it was a special moment. I just soaked in the atmosphere and marveled at the crowd, just how they bounced around like a beehive.
Great that was it outside. Press ball 6. Oh my.
Anyone would have thought he had been there for hours. He just picked that ball up very quickly and whipped it to the long one boundary for 6.
It's a good thing, got my cricket bat and ball, and since it's mine, I'm first.
And I got to tell you, he wouldn't have been able to score 6 off of me